We're having, as we meet tonight, a huge development in terms of our foreign policy challenges with the Solomons signing this deal with China. PM, how is that not a foreign policy failure on this government's watch?
Well, I heard Penny Wong say that today. This is a very serious issue and one that we've been conscious of for a very long time. That's why we've increased in our Pacific Step-Up funding to $1.8 billion a year to be supporting our Pacific family. That's why during the pandemic, all of those countries turned to Australia to support them with vaccines, including the Solomon Islands, which we provided. That's why we've just more recently done the undersea cable project in the Solomon Islands, fully funding that so it wasn't built by China. $30 million for the Tina River transmission electrification project through our Pacific facility to ensure that we're providing the things that help these economies grow. In Fiji, we vaccinated the entire country so their economy can be opening up again and welcoming tourists back and getting their economies moving. It is a very serious issue. But what I found interesting today was that when the Labor Party said that this was a policy failure, no, this has happened because China is seeking to interfere in the Pacific. It's odd that the Labor Party, rather than acknowledging what is happening here, they wouldn't say, no, it isn't because China is coming into interfering in our region. Somehow, it's Australia's fault. Now, when it comes to the issues of standing up to China, well, they've criticised me as well as being too strong. I was the one who went and spoke to all the other developed nations of the world and said, these are the 14 points that the Chinese government has been seeking to coerce Australia. I was the one who called them out on the pandemic and was called a racist. And when we shut the borders at the start of the pandemic, they accused me of being racist about that as well. No, I was protecting Australia. But what this shows is that China has changed in the last 5 years, in particular. And we've had to significantly increase our investment in our intelligence services, our defence forces. And it's a very important issue, Kieran, and you've raised it. It's a very important issue, and I'm sure the Labor Party would agree. But what I don't understand is that when something of this significance takes place, why would you take China's side?
Well, let's get Mr Albanese's view on it. Have you taken China's side on this? And is it true that this would have happened regardless of what government was in office, because the Chinese Communist Party is clearly funneling a lot of funds into countries like the Solomons?
Well, that's an outrageous slur from the Prime Minister. And it shouldn't be, national security issues shouldn't be the subject of that sort of slur. The truth is that we all know that China has changed. China has changed its posture. It's more aggressive, it's more active in the region, and we need to understand that and respond to it. The contradiction in what Scott just said is saying that on the one hand, but they're not really stepping up. This isn't so much a Pacific step-up, it's a Pacific stuff-up. This is a major foreign policy failure by Australia. What we have here is the Solomons, that since the Second World War, we have all known how strategic a site it is. Less than 2,000 kilometres from Townsville and Cairns. They're closer to the Solomons than we are now to Perth. And this has happened on our back door. And Julie Bishop, the former Foreign Minister, has said just today that the government should have sent the Foreign Minister. They've known about this for months. No Foreign Minister visitation, no Defence Minister visitation. They just sent a junior burger along in the last week, having known, and they were warned about this last August. I'll tell you what Joe Biden has done. President Biden has sent Kurt Campbell, he's senior advisor in the region in the Pacific. I know Kurt well. He has been dispatched to the Solomons. This government have been complacent here. They cut aid when they came into office in 2013. They cut aid to the Solomons. We should have been on top of this issue. We all agree that China has been aggressive. The question is, how do you respond to it?
All right.